Ung Ing says Prawit is better liked than Prime Minister Prayut, with reports of the return of key ex-ministers. Monday will see a return of the former economic team, including 3 key ministers under General Prayut, to frontline politics in the ranks of the Palang Pracharat Party, including ex-economic czar Somkid Jatusripitak. The news comes as the Royal Gazette also confirmed the king has approved the new electoral act, which strengthens Pheu Thai's chances in the general election after the previous system favoured smaller parties. Pheu Thai party standard-bearer Palang Pracharat or Ung Ing took a swipe at Prime Minister Prayut on Saturday when questioned about reports that former ministers in the government, including one-time economic czar and Deputy Prime Minister Somkid Jatusripitak, are to rejoin the Palang Pracharat Party under General Prayut. The presumptive prime ministerial candidate told reporters that General Prayut was a more charismatic and better-loved leader than General Prayut. Left, Deputy Prime Minister Prawit is set to unveil the return of key economic ministers in the governments of General Prayut to the Palang Pracharat Party on Monday, including former economy czar and Deputy Prime Minister Somkid Jatusripitak. Right. The move was indirectly praised by Pheu Thai party standard-bearer Palang Pracharat, Senator, who said it showed that General Prayut had more charisma and is more popular than Prime Minister Prayut. On Saturday, the likely Pheu Thai party candidate for Prime Minister in May's general election, Palang Pracharat, dismissed any threat from a newly reconstituted Palang Pracharat Party, which is poised to welcome back its economic A-team, which was part of the government before being ousted in a political heave in July 2020. At the same time, in an artful swipe at the current Prime Minister, who has parted ways with the Palang Pracharat Party and finally entered the political arena with the new Pheu Thai Pracharat Party, RTSC, Ms. Palang credited General Prawit, the leader of the Palang Pracharat Party, with having more charisma than the current government leader. Ung Ing's frank and personal assessment of the brothers-in-arms is General Prayut finds himself in the political arena leading a conservative party. Those joining the ruling party are not newcomers, rather, they are former Palang Pracharat associates. But bringing in specific political groups shows that General Prayut has more charisma and is more well-liked than General Prayut, she told reporters in a frank assessment. It follows the commitment by General Prayut, in recent weeks, to politics by joining the newly launched Pheu Thai Pracharat Party, RTSC, after parting ways with his erstwhile brother-in-arms and former commanding officer in the Royal Thai Army, General Prawit. Political scientists and observers have begun to point out that the new Pheu Thai Pracharat Party, RTSC, led by Phirapan Salrathababaga, who is also a key advisor to the PM at the Prime Minister's office, is, in fact, a political party manifestation of the People's Democratic Reform Committee, PDRC, the political movement that led street protests in Bangkok in 2023 and 2014, causing the elected government of Ms. Palang and Yingluck Shinawatra to be deposed on May 22 that year by a coup. Jailed Thai cabinet ministers are already removed from office, says Deputy Prime Minister Sadhu. 3 cabinet ministers get jail for insurrection over PDRC protests in criminal court. Shocker. In February 2021, 3 ministers in the government of General Prayut were jailed by the criminal court for their actions during those months of street protest activity which paralyzed the Thai capital Bangkok. Comments will strengthen political rumors that a deal between Palang Pracharat Party and Pheu Thai Party after the general election cannot be ruled out. The comments on Saturday by Ms. Palang will reinforce political rumors that there may, in the final analysis after the general election, be room for rapprochement or some kind of working relationship between the Palang Pracharat and Pheu Thai parties, even though Ms. Palang has made clear her party's disdain for those who are not fully committed to democratic principles and her determination to follow the will of the people. Ms. Palang has been leading a committee and movement within the Pheu Thai party to strengthen the membership base and help it innovate new policies. She is widely tipped to be the main prime ministerial candidate in the general election, while she also currently tops the latest National Institute of Development Administration (NIDA) opinion poll for the position, published in December 2022 with 34% support. PM and Ung Ing to do battle in 2023 for the top job, with public debt and the economy as key issues. The Pheu Thai party figure, who is emerging as its central figure after the party put forward a groundbreaking and politically popular economic policy platform in December, was speaking after a rally in Loei Province in upper northeastern Thailand before taking to the stage to another feverish gathering in Nong Khai. Somkid Jatusripitak, the economic guru, returns to frontline politics as the key economic czar for the Palang Pracharat Party under General Prayut. It is now all but confirmed that Mr. Somkid Jatusripitak, the former Deputy Prime Minister and economic czar in General Prayut's governments, together with Uttama Savanayana, the former Minister of Finance, and Mr. Sandarat Sandajarawong, the former Minister of Energy, are to rejoin the Palang Pracharat Party. All three former ministers played key roles in the junta government between 2015 and 2019 and are thought to be capable administrators who will help Deputy Prime Minister Prawit Wongsuwan and Palang Pracharat Party forge a more credible party lineup running into the election. Former Deputy Prime Minister and economic czar took up his role as economics guru in the government of Pracharat Party in 2015 and held the role until July 2020. General Prayut, the canny Deputy PM, will unveil the new economic team on Monday next at party headquarters in Bangkok. Pheu Thai focused on campaigning and selling Pheu Thai's message and new economic policies to the public, calling on voters to deliver a landslide. On Saturday, Ms. Pheu Thai Shinawatra was clear that her party was focused on achieving a landslide, a message she has been repeating to the party's popular base in northeastern Thailand this week while urging voters to come out in force and vote strategically to give the Pheu Thai party an electoral landslide. Over the coming months, Ms. Pheu Thai said that she would be focused on the eventual dissolution of the House of Representatives and following up by announcing more details of the party's policy platforms. In the meantime, General Prayut's latest move, a minor political coup, will help focus attention on the ruling party whose fortunes have been languishing. Whip hand with Pheu Thai to secure power in this year's general election despite Senate's waning power. The strategic aim of General Prayut is for the Palang Pracharat Party to win enough seats in the general election to leave him in a position as kingmaker between the Pheu Thai party and more conservative forces in Thai politics, with his old army and cabinet colleague, 68-year-old General Prayut, as the standard-bearer. General Prayut maneuvers himself politically into a kingmaker position after the next general election. There are reports that the former army chief and brother-in-arms of the current prime minister, who has been involved in the leadership of the country since the 2014 coup, has already secured the support of at least 100 of the senators in the upper house who will have, for the last time perhaps, before 2024, a say in the election of a prime minister. A challenge for General Prayut, the prime minister since 2014, may come when the leadership of the Royal Gazette Party, RTSCP, realize that for that party to grow and gain traction as the date of election approaches, it will have to set out to galvanize its conservative and traditional base, which will inevitably increase polarization. The alternative is that the Royal Gazette Party, RTSC, fizzles as General Prayut's support declines due to the unpopularity of his government, particularly as it appears to be plagued with corruption scandals. Currently, the Palang Pracharat Party under General Prayut is seen as a potential bridge builder between both sides of the political divide. Pheu Thai leader still insists the Progressive Move Forward Party is its democratic ally in politics. On Saturday, Ms. Pheu Thai expressed the view that, ultimately, it was the public through the ballot box that will decide all these matters. She underlined her party's close relationship with the Move Forward Party, the more progressive opposition group which appears poised to do well in urban centers and particularly in Bangkok. She emphasized that she saw the Move Forward Party, which consistently scores highly in respected opinion polls, as a party committed to democratic principles, a key value also for Pheu Thai. She also alluded to splinter groups and other smaller parties rejoining the Pheu Thai party fold as she vowed to carry on campaigning. "I personally don't care if the two men eventually join hands or not," she declared. "I will carry out my responsibilities as best as I can because organizing election campaigns to raise public awareness is a difficult and uphill task that requires everyone's assistance. I have not given attention to anything else. I believe it is too soon to discuss the possibility of other political groups returning to Pheu Thai. I will now continue my election campaigning to ensure that Pheu Thai wins by a wide margin." New voting and election law approved by the King. On Saturday, the way was cleared for the general election and the new voting system, which will greatly favor the Pheu Thai party in its quest for a stronger mandate in the next parliament, allowing it to form a government. His Majesty the King approved the new organic laws or election acts which will form the basis for the general election. It was published in the Royal Gazette. This will see a two-ballot system with 100 party list seats and 400 constituency seats, with the calculations for party list seats linked to the overall national vote tally divided by the number of seats, a controversial decision which is fairer and favors the Pheu Thai party, while the previous system was aimed at ensuring more smaller parties in the National Assembly.